she was talking about how almost every young adult book takes place in the United States, and I started thinking that I've read almost no young adult books that take place in other places in the world. And I also started thinking about other stereotypes that we see in these young adult books, and I wanted to talk with you about them. So if video responses were still possible, this would be my video response to her video, but since they're not possible anymore, this makes this video just a video, I guess. Okay, now that we've cleared that important issue out, let's start with the main part of this video. I've got to stop saying video. So the first thing that came to my mind was that in almost every young adult book the narrator is a girl. And I know that most young adult readers are girls, but I'm also a girl and I would like to read from the perspective of a guy every now and then. For example, I recently read Looking for Alaska by John Green, and I loved that book. It didn't make me like it any less that the narrator was a guy instead of a girl. So I really don't understand why almost every book is written from a girl's perspective, when I, as a girl, would love to read more books from guys' perspectives. The next thing I wanted to discuss is about high school. Almost every young adult book takes place in high school, and by that I mean that the main characters are in the age of high school and going to high school, not that the whole book takes place inside the high school. Yeah, okay. Again, I know that most young adult readers are going to high school, so I guess again it fits that the main characters of the books are also going to high school. But for example, I am 22 years old, and I know a lot of other people from BookTube, for example, that are 20 or 22 or 25 or older, and they also read young adult books, and they go to college or they work or do other stuff and are over with high school. So what I'm trying to say is that I would love to read a young adult book that takes place in college, for example, instead of high school. And they're really rare to find. I don't think I've read any young adult books where the main character is someone who goes to college or someone who works, or generally someone that's over the age of 18. Can the main character for once be 20 instead of 16 or 17? The next stereotype that I wanted to talk about is about when the guy and the girl meet for the first time. Okay, listen to this. I was walking through the crowd looking for my keys in my purse when I turned my gaze up and saw him. He was standing in the middle of the crowd, but somehow he was still standing out. He had the most flawless face I'd ever seen, with long dark lashes covering his beautiful dark blue eyes. And then something weird happened. He turned his gaze and looked directly into my eyes. I froze. I knew I had to avert my gaze, but I just couldn't move a muscle. Then I felt someone elbowing me, and my friend asking me, "What are you looking at?" "Nothing," I said, looking at her for only 1 second. But in the time that it took me to turn my gaze back to the guy, he had already disappeared. It was like he was never there. What? You've heard that before? No way, it's so original. Like, how many times are we going to read the same thing again and again? I must have read this thing, I don't know, countless times. I can't even remember how many times I've read it, but I'm really getting tired of it. The perfect meeting with the perfect guy and the perfect girl. They don't really exist, so it's time to get over them slowly. Read about something else, maybe? And the last thing I wanted to talk about is something I could actually do a separate video on, and it's about guys in YA books. So I think there are actually two basic stereotypes in this category. The one is the bad boy with a good heart. So we have this guy who is going out all the time, drinking, smoking, having tattoos, having a motorcycle, dating many girls and not caring about any of them, and then he meets the main character and he instantly changes everything about his behavior and character, and he falls in love with her and stops seeing other people, and he swears that she's gonna be his only love. How romantic. There's so many times that I've read this story again and again, and the funny thing is that it's not even believable. I mean, what are the chances of something like that happening in real life? The second stereotype we have about guys in YA books is the perfect guy, who does nothing wrong. He has a perfect face, perfect body, perfect behavior, perfect parents, perfect life. Generally everything is perfect. Until you look closer. Take for example Edward from Twilight, who is one of those perfect guys. I read Midnight Sun, and it was talking about how Edward couldn't get into Bella's room because the window was making this creaking sound, so he took some oil and oiled the window so that he could get in his girlfriend's bedroom and watch her while she's sleeping. Not stocky at all. Well, if that's the perfect boyfriend, then no thanks. And having said all that, I just wanted to add that I do enjoy reading about these stories. What I would like is that there were more different stories that we could choose from in young adult literature, because no matter how much I like this basic story, I'm sort of getting tired of it, aren't you? After reading 50 books with the same or similar storyline. So if you want to add anything to what I've said, just make a video response if you can figure out how. Yeah, otherwise just make a video and leave me a comment that you made the video so I can watch it. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to comment and subscribe. I will see you in my next video. Bye!